weird lot. They love a weird shaped lot or a weird project. This is no exception. In fact, 75% of the lot of this building is taken up by railroad tracks, and they also have to abide by a Riverwalk ordinance, causing a setback in the side of their building at the base. Now, how do they make this building safe? Well, 39-foot base. To build a 1.5 million square foot office building, you're going to need a strong structure. So they dug 160 feet into the ground, 5 feet into the bedrock below. They used caissons. Now this is 2 North Riverside Plaza, designed by Hollibird and Root. This is everything indicative of Art Deco. If you notice those deeply recessed vertical windows, in between them there is some lavish ornamentation. Now, something that's not typical of Art Deco style is actually this public plaza next to this building. This was the first American skyscraper with a plaza as a part of its design. Very unique to Art Deco style. A very special building in the Roaring 20s from Hollibird. A great view here of some of that lavish ornamentation I mentioned with Art Deco style. We don't get to be this close to buildings along the river, so definitely take it all in. You'll notice on this other side over here, we have some more decorative chevrons, those zigzags that we talked about earlier. So if you couldn't see them earlier, now you definitely can. Those chevrons right there. Lavish ornamentation, deeply recessed vertical windows. Another Graham Anderson Probst and White building. Now, this building actually opened 6 days after the stock market crashed. Not a great time to see opera on this tour. Now, this building with the flying buttresses, the lavish ornamentation coming up on our left-hand side here, very tall. This is Tribune Tower. Now, Tribune Tower was originally part of the contest that the Chicago Tribune held in 1922. It was an international contest. In 1992, they did a little construction on one of those wood pilings, and they accidentally pierced those tunnels below. Those tunnels were obsolete in 1992. They were no longer in use, and they were only run by one guy, just one guy checking up on them. So water starts flooding into these tunnels, reaches the merchandise mart. They think it's a water main break. Because the sun is kind of blinding, but trust me, there is a dome at the top if you can bear looking up there. It doesn't match the color of the rest of the terracotta. It's actually really light, and that terracotta is a little bit more brownish, a little more cream. Now, all the way at the top, that dome had to be removed in 1990 because chunks of terracotta were falling from the sky. You can see that setback right here. One of my favorite buildings in Chicago. Now, we're coming up to the Bank of America building on the left-hand side here. You can see the logo at the top, this reflective glass building with those setbacks that get wider as we go down the river. Now, this was also done by Getch Partners. A way you can identify that is because this building is oddly shaped. The lot was shaped like a trapezoid, so they had to accommodate for that. They also had to accommodate for a Riverwalk. It's very massive, right? It obviously sways in the wind. We're going to talk about our second method of wind sway prevention, bundled tubes. Now, it's said that Fosler Kahn and Bruce Graham, the structural engineer and architect of this building, when they met to discuss how this building should look, they placed a crayon on a table. They blew it over, prairie style. One of our only examples of prairie style we'll have along the river. If you count the windows on the left-hand side of the clock, you'll see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count the bay windows on the right-hand side, you'll see this building is uneven. We talked about that 1909 plan. They were widening the streets. This is an example of that. In 1926, the city of Chicago demanded that the Reed Murdoch Center shave off one of its bays to widen LaSalle Street.